talking about him as a person. Mark, you can't say he's a leader.
He's not a politician. I'm done with politicians.
He's not a coalition maker. Okay. No, but you've got to have...
We should have had Hillary. Please,
bring back
Hillary.
Bring her back. You have to have some tact. Bob, don't you know what I mean? I don't dislike Trump at all. I lean more his way than anyway.
He does need to be more diplomatic.
You've got to have a consensus, Mark. You've got to have it. They kick his ass if you don't.
He got his health care bill passed through the first part.
The second time around, and he had to do a lot of... I'm saying, do you realize he can bring this country together by just being more diplomatic?
Oh, yeah, the Democrats are going to jump right in there.
You know, Mark,
they come right out and say, we're not going to do anything, period, end of story for this guy.
They're obstructionists.
Oh, my God. Oh, yeah, Bernie Sanders not an obstructionist.
You think they're obstructionists?
Absolutely.
Of course they are.
Well, they are. They are
pissed off because of losing. No. You could have had Cruz in there. You could have had anybody. They're so pissed off they lost.
Oh, of course they are, but they're not.
You're right. Hillary should have won.
Mark, I never said that. Never did I say it. But you know what? That night he won, he could have changed everything by saying, you know what?
No, when he has had great speeches, guess what? They don't give a shit. None of it works.
Do you know what? Here's what's amazing. When he bends just a little and starts to act more presidential, they actually, it's so unusual.
The news takes care of them.
They do. I have heard them say, now that is a guy I can stand behind. Even on CNN, I've heard them say that. I think they're just so fucking
tired
and
Saturday Night Live,
of that
late night
attitude.
People love them.
You know, Mark, here's the deal. You have his personality, so you don't give a shit. But there is something to be said about being a bit more diplomatic.
Not when they just fucking beat the shit out of him, no matter what he does.
Yes, but okay. But I think he could turn it around. I really do.
You think they're turning this around when they want to take anything away that's already been given to people? You're not going to talk a Democrat in a million years from saying, no, this guy who doesn't work, doesn't want to get up in the morning, he's going to get his free shit every day. You think you're going to take that free shit away, and some of those people like Bernie aren't going to go ape shit.
Let's put it this way.
He wanted to give kids
one
free
way or
movies.
the other. Can I ask you this?
And fucking hot dogs.
Mark, no matter what, one way or another, isn't it better to be more diplomatic? No matter what. What harm is there?
I want you to be diplomatic today on the air then. When someone rips someone off, I want to see Mr. Diplomacy come through.
I am sometimes.
Okay, Mark, you sit over here. I'm going to sit over there. Separate these two.
No, I'm serious.
We have these talks all the time.
I'm serious, though. There's never a downside to having some decorum. There's not.
Well, I wouldn't say never.
There's no downside.
Okay, when you're litigating, always have diplomacy, or is there time you're false to the wall?
I would say false to the wall.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Help! I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your one and only consumer advocate troubleshooter, fighting for you each and every day on the longest running radio show in America with the same host. And we are making a difference. That's what I love. And you're helping me make a difference. All you have to do is call and be part of the show. Whether you have a problem, question, or complaint, or you just want to sound off, you want to give an on-air review, you want to talk, let's talk. And you know, it can be fun, interesting, educational, confrontational, controversial. It can be life-changing. I'm going to ask Mark if he has any follow-ups. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Two problems we're following for sure that I want to get an update on, but and one has to do with the Springs Auto and Truck Service Center. It is perhaps one of the worst auto repair shops I can think of. Based on how this owner reacts, he is an unbelievable idiot. And I can't believe that an owner would allow a manager to act that way. The next one is Bentley Baths, and that problem with selling an inappropriate tub to a woman and then blaming it on Medicaid is so preposterous. That's like having the wrong medicine at Walgreens, and they say, "I'm sorry, this is a Medicaid issue. They paid for it." So we'll talk about those problems. I want to introduce Plumline Services. Bob Logan. Bob is a friend of mine, the general manager over there, and the owner Jeff is a friend of mine. These guys, I've known Jeff since he started, and they have a great home services company. If you have any questions on any plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drain issues, and then I'm going to try to beat them up for some screaming deals. Then I have a common man. I jokingly say common man. We pluck you from the great unwashed. We let you bask in radio glory. And you come here, you just have to be a long-time listener and love and adore me. Those are the only two requirements.
And who couldn't do that? I do it every day.
Owen Hathaway. Owen's an attorney at law. Wasn't always an attorney. This is a late stage in life attorney. When did you go back to school, Owen?
Went back to school in 2007, Tom.
Now, how old were you at the time?
33.
Why at 33 did you decide to go to law school?
Oh, that's a story.
You weren't hated enough, or?
Yeah,
No,
yeah, I was already the
What were you
IT
doing
guy.
then? Oh, you were doing IT stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, the way Owen comes to us is I put out a word for WordPress people. I'd like to know my way around technology. Whenever I get involved in things, I want to know about it. Now, that doesn't mean I have to be the expert or do it, but I have to know enough not to get ripped off. And I have truly delved into WordPress, and I like knowing stuff, and I probably know more than most company owners about their own affairs when it comes to IT. That's all. That's all I wanted. Plus, I wanted to help redesign Troubleshooter.com, which will be separated from Referralist.com. One will be a referral site, one will be a kick-ass site, and we're going to separate those issues. And then we have another site, sleazbrigade.com, and then yet another one, 303martino.com, which will be our video site. So Owen came and helped me out with WordPress. So Owen, you were first in IT.
Correct.
And did you develop websites?
No, actually, my job was I was a mouse replacer.
A what?
Mouse replacer.
What does that mean?
Well, we don't use mice anymore. We use other things. But yeah,
What do you mean, like the mouse on the computer?
Yeah.
We use the mouse.
Like when the keyboard broke, he'd replace it.
Right. You
Yeah.
ran around the office and replaced things.
Yeah, well, that was my IT job.
You look like a geek.
Yeah, thank you.
You still
Thank
you kept the looks.
I like to say I'm at least 3 different kinds of nerd.
Now, Owen, just chime in as a common man on stuff. You're an attorney, so you can definitely chime in, okay? Let's start out with some good news here. I think this is Tim with some kudos. Tim, what's happening?
Well, hi. My name is Tim, like you just said, and I used Handyman Matters
Yeah.
on the referral list.
I've used them. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had probably 15 shingles that blew off my roof. And I live down on Powers in the Springs, and we get lots and lots of wind.
And you're not going to get many repair people, roofing companies that'll go out and do that.
For a reasonable price.
Absolutely not.
Because they're too busy. They're too busy. So that's a great idea that you called Handyman Matters.
Yeah, and most of the quotes I got from roofing companies started around $1,000, and I understand that because they got to balance that with the roofs that they're actually replacing. So I understood the pricing. But Handyman Matters came out, a guy named Sean Merritt.
Yeah.
A great guy from Louisiana. Did the roof in about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Charged me $158.
Wow. That is cool.
You know, Glenn is the owner down there. He's a great guy.
I know Glenn for years and years. And Tim, thank you. That means a lot to me. 303-713-8255. And we will be talking about home services. We'll talk about those 2 follow-ups as well. Mark, do we have any other follows?
Well, we talked about
Rodney, you're next,
last week, but yeah, we've got some other ones.
Okay,
we'll recap for people that didn't hear.
All right, so what's happening, Rodney?
Yeah, hi, Rodney. Hi, Tom.
Hey, no problem, man. What's happening?
I'm a landlord, and the tenant's lease, ran out. And anyway, they moved out. Anyway, I got a lot more damage than the deposit.
Yeah, it happens often.
Yeah. And I didn't know how many days you had to send them an itemized statement.
Well, technically, really, you have, in a collection of a debt, you have 6 years to collect a debt. Or we could call it a breach of contract, and I think that's only 3 years. Owen, am I right or wrong on that, the contract?
On the breach, yeah, you're right on both.
3 years on the breach, but 6 years to collect. And I don't know this. I don't think this would be a breach of contract. Maybe it would. But
well, you still have to send a notice on all of the deficiencies, the charges against the security deposit.
Within 60 days, if that's what it says. It's 30 days by law, which can be extended in a written lease to 60 days. What did you give yourself in the written lease?
I gave ourselves 30 days.
That's all? So you have to respond. You have to tell him within 30 days what the additional damage, what all damages are, and the status of his security deposit, or he can sue you for triple the amount.
Okay.
So, did you hear that? You got to do it pretty quickly.
Plus attorney fees.
Yes, and you can add attorney's fees.
Now I have one more question.
Yeah.
We got hardwood floors throughout the house, and we got a lot of damage that they did the hardwood floors, because the hardwood floors would just be finished right before we moved in. But anyway, I live, like 30 miles east of Brighton, and all your referral list people won't come out this far.
I got to work on that.
30 miles east of Brighton, so out on the eastern plain.
But even if the company was in Brighton, they'd probably go out there. But, man, we're lacking people in Brighton. Anybody in Brighton, email me, live@troubleshooter.com.
Yeah, we need to grow the referral list there, or even east. But, Rodney, if you leave your name and number, we might try to find someone who'll make a special trip. Is it just, what do you need done, just the hardwood floors?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. We'll try to get someone. If anyone knows of hardwood flooring people out there, of course, we can't give them a recommendation, but we can mention them on the air. Bob Logan, speaking of service territory, I'm asked that a lot about plumlineservices.com. What is your service area?
Tom, we pretty much cover the entire Denver metro area.
Okay, how far north?
As far north as Longmont.
Okay, how far south?
Castle Rock, Perry Park.
How far east?
Larkspur, east, Bennett, Kiowa.
You've gone out there?
Yes.
Okay. And then west into the foothills?
Up into the Evergreen area.
Okay. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We got a lot more happening here. We'll come up with an update. Mark was going to sue or help the consumer sue Springs Auto and Truck Service Center. So we'll talk about that coming up. That is a very important deal we're working on. And remember, One Clear Choice garage doors from Fort Collins all the way to Colorado Springs. When it comes to your garage doors, you won't do better than OneClearChoiceDoors.com. I know them personally, and when I tell you it's top-notch, you won't believe the service. They are so proud of what they do. All of their prices are clearly disclosed at OneClearChoiceDoors.com.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
This report is brought to you by LifeLock. A few trouble spots around Denver to begin your work week. New crash I-25 southbound at 84th. CDOT reporting a multi-vehicle wreck there, causing some major delays as slower speeds because of the crash reach back to 100.
Do we have to do it or not? I mean, if we want to get serious on this digital stuff.
No, I like it. I'm fine with just a laptop setup. I mean, it's not as easy. If Dan's not here, it's going to be a real bitch for you. I mean, I can do it.
Yeah, but if you're not here.
Well, more or less if he's not here.
In that area. The weather forecast, afternoon thunderstorms today with the high of 71. Cloudy tonight with the low
really
47. Right now it's 62 degrees.
Is it working now, though?
Well, the source, they had it really hot on this and stuff. Remember I complained about it because I did it before. I never touched it and it's been hard. And it's way out.
Oh, maybe it is. So is it good now?
Oh, it's good. There's a little distortion stuff. I'm kind of still playing with it, but it's still much better than what it was at the start there.
Sheridan Auto Tech is special because of the man behind the business.
But when did you get that email earlier?
Yeah. There's always weekend warriors in here, though, so you never know.
I mean, they really turned it up.
Thousands of loyal customers and has been in business more than 20 years. He cares about it. 303-455-72.
Something bursts and or doesn't sound right in the studio. Don't take matters into your own hands. Please alert engineering.
Put that on pause for a second.
You know the thing about routine maintenance?
Kill that.
Duh, it's routine. Lynn and Michelle here, the sisters from Brothers, and there's nothing exciting about routine anything.
But if routine maintenance for your home's plumbing, electrical system, or comfort system is overlooked, it turns into something else, repair work. It's simple. Routine maintenance will always cost you less time and money than repairs.
So call Brothers.
We'll send a technician over for an inspection and some boring...
Unbelievable.
idealhomeleasing.com.
Why do I prefer Ideal Home Loans? Let me count the ways. 1, their interest rate guarantee. If rates go down over the next 2 years, they refinance you free of lender fees. 2, pick your term. Get your low rates, but you don't have to start over. 5, 10, 13, 18 years, you choose. 3, credit optimization. Even if you're approved, they can make small tweaks to your credit to get you even lower rates and fees. 4, pre-approval. It's like a cash deal when you make an offer. All you need is an appraisal. 5, 3-week closes, and everything is guaranteed in writing. I could go on and on and on, but I have a show to do. Ideal Home Loans. For your next Ideal Home Loan, 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com.
Ideal Home Loans is regulated by the Division of Real Estate, NMLS number 136756. Call 303-867-7000. Example based on $250,000 amount, 32%.
What are you thinking? That grin. What are you thinking? I want to know.
Still trying to come up with that creative idea, Tom.
Can you come up with a creative idea?
99 or it's free.
Is that working good?
The 93 are free? For what? The drains?
No, the 149 for the electrical.
You know, I meant to ask Ellie that before I came in here, but
I heard it was working.
I got pulled aside. I know we got a few calls.
Jeff said it was.
See if that's working real
Might
good.
be a good one to...
There's no way you can do better.
720-488-8604 or online.
People don't like unknowns. That's why it's cool.
There are
Yeah.
thousands of different
Yep, you can walk
rules
right
in the
from
Social
it.
Security handbook. Are you
How about,
confident you know the right ones that apply to you?
Free furnace with a free AC.
Hundreds of thousands of dollars.
No.
First 25 callers.
We believe there's no one-size-fits-all.
You've had that before, though, right? Something like
No. No.
No, you...
I don't think you'd have a job.
Free furnace with a free AC?
No. No,
How many people would apply right over?
Yeah.
Financial Engines offers up to more than
That's no.
Hey, can you send me that clip from Friday with that lady saying that the worst thing was the tow price, not the her husband almost dying? It's right towards the end of the show we did it.
Anything on the table. Go to financialengines.com.
God, that was the funniest thing ever.
This is Bill Wilson with Financial Engines.
Lady says,
Let's talk about
last week was horrible. This guy ran right through and T-boned my husband, and he was in the ER, and he was in intensive care, and he almost died. But that's not the worst part. The worst part was the tow truck driver charged me $52 a mile.
Did we get that invoice? Did we get it?
I'm going to grab it. It was...
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. If you are in financial trouble from Colorado Springs to Fort Collins, wink and wink bankruptcy attorneys, I hope you never need them. They do Chapter 7s, Chapter 13, Mike and Gigi. And they do debt settlement as well. A lot of people are choosing to go to college, and they are financing it outside of the student loan program. Keep this in mind, that they are still not dischargeable if it's a loan used for school. It doesn't have to be an official student loan. However, if you go to school and it's not a loan, you simply go and pay as you go, and you get a bill for tuition, and you don't pay it. That is dischargeable. Now, I'm not encouraging you to do that. I'm just telling you that there are certain things bankruptcy will not help with, and as well they shouldn't. 303-713-TALK. And also, when you incur debts right before bankruptcy, they look askance at that. Keep that in mind. 303-410-1720. 303-410-1720. Winkandwink.com.
You know, speaking of possible bankruptcies, is Springs Automotive Center.
It's Springs Auto and Truck Service Center?
That's right.
Yeah.
So the last contact I had with Darryl was 5 days ago. He emailed me. Of course, he's upset. He started out the email as, hey, liar. Yeah. But you know how that goes.
No, they're terrible people.
Well, I've never seen deflecting like this. He's a professional deflector. I will give him that. If he gets into the deflecting business, he'll do great. But here's what he put. He goes, oh, I've got all these audio tapes. And I said, well, send me the audio tapes. Well, here we are 5 days
he said
later.
audio tapes of what?
Of basically Matt, who is a consumer, saying that the engine was bone dry, there was no oil, he had to put in 13 quarts and blah, blah. I mean, I've never seen a story
Meaning
change
what?
so much.
He's blaming the owner.
Yeah, he's saying basically the engine was seized before it came in.
Now that's new.
Of course it's new. It's Monday.
Why didn't he tell us that in the beginning?
Well, I don't know.
He said it was the EGR valve that made it run away. Let me just explain what we're talking about.
There are so many
Let
reasons.
me quickly explain this. He took his Mercedes Sprinter van for a very simple problem. His turbo went out. In fact, his turbo disintegrated, the impeller. So they put a new turbo on it. They started up the engine, and it ran away. Why did they have a runaway condition?
And runaway means...
Yeah,
and
it wouldn't stop. You turn off the ignition, it won't stop. Why is that? Well, diesels don't need spark. They just need compression, and once they have compression, they won't stop unless they use up the fuel. So they could not starve the fuel because it was running on the residual fuel left in the intercooler. To make a long story short, an intercooler is connected to the turbo, and it goes to the intake manifold, and it can cause the engine to run away. So the procedure is to remove the intercooler and clean it, and
replace it
and clean it. And Mercedes goes one step further and says you should replace it if any metal at all was introduced to the system. And so Springs said, oh, that runaway condition was not because of us. It was because of the engine for one reason or another. And we said, no, there was residual fuel left in the intercooler and you didn't clean it. And he said on the air, we did clean it. I witnessed it. When we took the intercooler apart, not only, of course, is there loads of oil you cannot get out unless you literally take it apart and spray it and soak it, but there was also chunks of metal, big, giant chunks of metal that obviously came from the turbo that had exploded. Now, they went one step further and lied again and said those chunks of metal were from the second turbo that we put in there when the engine ran away due to no fault of our own. That broke up, but it didn't break up. We have a video that shows all of this plainly on our Facebook page. If you go to Facebook and then / referral list with 1L, you'll see it. Here's the deal, okay? They simply won't help the guy rebuild his engine. They have totally washed their hands of it. $16,000 it's costing him for a new engine.
More than that, because he paid this guy $4,000 for the turbo they installed incorrectly.
So basically, Springs Auto and Truck Service Center, they did what most everyone does. First, they deny it. That's always what happens. Then the second thing they do is they attack us. They attacked Mark and attacked me, and that is getting so old. Who cares? We're just carrying the message. Then the third thing they do is they usually try to bargain with the consumer and then finally accept it or go out of business or get sued by us. That brings me to the lawsuit part. Did it get filed?
Yeah, so it's not filed yet, and the only reason it isn't is Ryan, I believe, has now gotten in touch with the insurance company and basically told the insurance company, listen, I need to know if you guys are handling this now or I'm filing. So hopefully we have that answer today or tomorrow.
That's where Ryan always takes every courtesy, so
yes,
he can never be accused of a frivolous suit. So he has given them every opportunity. How did he get directly in touch with the insurance?
Well, my understanding is the shop gave Matt's, I'm trying to think, maybe the Mercedes dealer, I'm not sure. Honestly, I'm not sure.
Because I'm sure they wouldn't cooperate.
I don't know.
Springs Auto and Truck Service Center, do you think he called and just got it from them?
Well, somebody gave it up, and I'm assuming it's good information. I don't know if it is or not. I mean, that's the other thing. Hopefully I hear back from Ryan today, and we see where this is going.
It is such a clear-cut case of these guys not... Now, I'm not saying they did anything on purpose. Of course, why would they put a brand new turbo in and then purposely ruin an engine? They wouldn't do that. They probably just spaced it out. They never cleaned the intercooler, or if they did, they maybe took a little compressed air and a solvent and they did it on the openings, but they did not truly clean it. We fished out chunks of metal.
Yeah, bigger than fingernails and toenails. I mean, it was the impeller from the first one. It was a bad deal. But I think, Ryan, here, I'm very confident this guy's going to get some money back. Extremely confident. In fact, confident enough, I'll bet one of the lunches you still owe me.
Well, I'm not denying that. I hope we do.
Yeah,
and
in
a lawsuit, then Big Mouth Darrell will see what he does, because the guy is such a liar and an idiot, and he's abusive to people, and he's vulgar, and so anyway, that's that one.
Wednesday. I'm looking forward to this.
Now, Bentley Baths. Okay, I got to give you this update. They sold a woman a tub, a walk-in tub. It's not a hot tub. It's a walk-in tub for the elderly. You know, when you get older, you can't hop over that in a shower. You can't hop over a tub and a shower. Walk-in shower sometimes is unsafe. So they have, you've seen them all over the marketplace. They're sadly overpriced. They're called walk-in tubs. They have all makes and models. Yes, there are some better than others, but none, in my opinion, not one, worth what most people are charging, anywhere from $16,000 on up. It's just absolutely ridiculous. So when we saw this installation, we couldn't believe it. Why? It's a small tub with a small opening with a lip in it that she has to step over for a woman that cannot even lift her feet at all and has a walker, but she is too wide to fit through. This, too, is on a video we have on our YouTube channel and on Facebook that we did a story about this. You can't fit in it. Here's the problem. When we talk to Bentley Baths, they say, we can't talk to you about it. It's a Medicaid problem. They are the ones that authorized this job. Yes, they did authorize it, meaning that it was recommended she get a walk-in tub. They didn't pick that one, but that's the way they make it sound. They say, well, our hands are tied. This is what Bentley said on the phone. We have it on tape. Our hands are tied. We can't do anything unless Medicaid tells us to. So they're saying they can't go out and replace that tub that was paid for by Medicaid unless Medicaid approves it. That is absolutely not true. It is a lie. No matter what they say, that is not true. If they wanted to replace that tub with a bigger one that she could fit in, a bigger door, and a wider girth, they could do it. What they mean is, if they want to get paid for a second tub, they would have to get Medicaid authorization. But they make it sound like, here's how they make it sound, that like this therapist recommended a walk-in tub, picked one out specifically, got Medicaid to pay for it, and all Bentley Baths did was got a phone call, came and installed it, and they're totally innocent, and they have no part of this. That couldn't be farther from the truth. In fact, the guy brags when he advertises that he prides himself at selecting the proper appliance for the individual. Mark, you were there with Deputy Dan.
I got to tell you, when we went out the second time to get the HIPAA releases signed, I got more video. You realize this woman cannot even bring her foot up more than an inch, either one, while she's on her walker.
And I told you to have her try to squeeze in.
Yep. And it's an 8-inch threshold just to get into the tub. We measured her on every dimension she is,
how wide is she?
Around, she's 63 inches. She is 18 inches from the backside, and then side to side over 17. The door opening is 16 or 15 and a half. But even if she got in, even if you pushed her through, she couldn't get the door shut, so it doesn't even matter.
She couldn't sit down.
No. It's a horrible deal. Now, you ready for a little good news?
How anyone could justify selling this to her?
I don't know. It's sad.
Okay, now what?
Well, Deputy Dan, get on there real quick.
Didn't they say they wanted to come on the air?
Yeah, well, Wednesday. Yes, George himself.
We're going to do a commercial for him?
He's going to have a great time.
He's going to have his PR crap? I'm not going to let him spiel his PR bull crap.
George says he's coming in Wednesday. I look forward to having him in studio.
Yeah, if he addresses this problem.
This will be great.
Well,
I don't mind if
he told me is he would address the problem but could not talk specifically
well, we have HIPAA form signed.
Well, he can because we have the HIPAA form.
We've got whatever he needs to come in and justify how we sent a 400-pound woman a tub that, that a 300-pound woman couldn't get into. But Deputy Dan, Wednesday, what's happening?
So Colorado Access is actually coming out to Laurel's home to, I don't know if she's looking at the ramp or the bath.
How'd they find out?
Oh, the ramp sucks too. Well, because of us. We're shaking everything
So
up.
Colorado Access is going out to do what? Could they possibly help her fund another one?
We'll see.
I have my fingers crossed.
I think we should sue Bentley Baths too. I think I would love to get him in front of a jury. I would love to get this case before a jury to say.
I can't wait to meet him Wednesday. Anybody out there listening? Wednesday is going to be a great show.
You guys, just so you know, I heard you guys talking about this a couple weeks ago.
Okay, and this is our comment attorney at law, and it's Owen. Go ahead, Owen.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about Colorado Access. It's a company I do have a little bit of experience working with. For all intents and purposes, they are Medicaid when it comes to filing claims and paying claims.
Good.
So, so they are the right people to be looking at.
Good. Okay. In fact, I'd like to ask a couple questions about the appropriateness of this sale and other things coming back. And then we have Plumline Services with us. Don't forget that.
I got to tell you, man, this, you know, technically, they sold her something.
Oh,
she
yeah,
bought it,
I've heard the whole case,
Medicaid.
yeah.
So, but can't you call it unconscionable if they sold her something that literally she can't?
Oh, it's
do?
probably fraud. It's probably Medicaid fraud, which is a federal crime.
But they don't look at it because they say there's nothing wrong with the tub. True, there's nothing wrong with it.
Correct.
Right?
But the patient can't
It's
use it.
inappropriate.
The patient can't use it. Yeah, and inappropriate ordering and billing of medical devices to the federal government.
I want to sue them.
That's an FCA claim.
Do they have to?
I called the vendor to explain the accident.
No, for us to sue Bentley, we don't have standing, right?
You do not. No.
She doesn't either because she didn't pay. I was told Medicaid would have. What can she sue for? That her Medicaid dollars went for something she can't use? Can't she do a breach of contract as a third-party beneficiary? Let's see. Well, actually, the contract was with her.
Who said she
No,
couldn't
no
sue?
one did. Someone said she didn't lose anything. I'd like to have a jury look at
It seems
this.
to me, I mean, what would
This is one, this isn't even on here. I didn't do this
Yeah.
to this poor woman.
Oh, good.
But
I want to do it on.
By the way,
Look at this, though.
Does your HIPAA release say you can talk about it on there?
Rates are still low.
watch her feet. First of all, her feet are blown up like balloons.
Yeah, I see that.
She literally walks 1 inch tops off.
New loan programs allow you to borrow up to 97%.
Her feet are all crooked. She can't move her foot. It's an 8-inch threshold. Forget about the size of her.
Right.
Her feet literally slide. At this point, this poor woman is just being destroyed.
With federal rates, that means you can buy a
Look at her. Now we go up and literally I have Dan measure her.
and payments less than you were
It
paying
seems to me that a larger tub would be more expensive. Why wouldn't Bentley want to get that approved?
They screwed up. They totally screwed up.
Yeah, I mean,
And then they don't want to fix it.
Maybe they did have a limit.
you can't get a duplicate claim.
Maybe they did have a limit.
We offer you
On
And Medicaid will say up to this amount, so
Yeah.
they got the cheapest
Or
tub
maybe
they
you
could
could
for
get
that amount.
a Whirlpool action, or who knows?
Well, that doesn't mean you can't talk.
The jets aren't even hooked up.
Why? What?
I don't know.
Julie got in there, the caregiver got in there and actually did fill it up and stuff, and she said the jets weren't working. That's what she had said. They've only filled it up one time.
Well,
The caregiver.
The caregiver.
The woman, she literally can't use it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's not like it's
There's no way.
uncomfortable.
That's obvious.
She can't use it.
Yeah, I mean, this is.
we have to help her sue.
We want to help you get your life back. I invite you to my office.
And cover it.
And she'll have standing.
Find out for yourself if you are comfortable at Barrett's
Of course.
We offer total dental solutions, meaning we can handle all of your dental care.
Colorado Access might not be very happy either.
Without referring you all over to.
They try to.
We've been calling my shoulder, Mark.
You gotta get to the
Still,
right people.
Mark,
Once they get a
there's no change in
coordinator
my
out there,
shoulder yet.
they can start to do some
There's
things.
no
They-
change
they
in my
passed
shoulder.
me on-
Anywhere?
Oh,
In my back.
yeah,
There's a
I've
change
had
in my
that.
back, but I'm not sure if it's because I haven't been working out.
Yeah, I did.
Sounds
I'm
like
trying
it.
to tell a client if they could get
I don't know,
telehealth reimbursement.
because I'm restricted
And,
from
yeah,
working out.
I have nothing to contest it on. That's what sucks. We really,
You know,
I've never, between
Oh, yeah,
me and you, I've never heard you
like
talk
my
about
back.
the show.
And
Like,
there's a lot of rules about whether you can and can't. And Colorado
Like,
rules aren't
it's not
very
like
clear for that.
excruciating.
Does it come and go?
Right.
No.
Two
If I
different
do
people
this,
who are
I start feeling it.
Okay.
There's an impingement.
All right, so
I went
you'll
to
know if
doctor-
it works.
I went
And
to a
went to talk
doctor
to the
about it,
people
but
that
there was
are in
zero
charge of that department.
Zero.
The best they could give me was, well,
Zero.
why don't you send us a claim and see if it gets paid?
That's the simplest way. Backs,
Apparently they did get this
I would
paid.
expect the back
Good.
not to work.
Well,
but we'll see. I mean,
No, not good.
I'm
Because if
optimistic.
he wasn't getting paid, in fact, Colorado Access can take their money back.
But shouldn't they have come out and inspected it to see if she...
George Bentley himself went out there and picked that tub out for that woman.
Yeah.
She said, yeah.
Bentley. I said, what do you think of George Bentley? He sucks! Best sound bit ever. We need to get out there and at least, let's see what they're going to do, but what me and you will run, let's fix her deck. Maybe we get Shemansky, someone to show up.
Yeah, a few minutes.
Okay, I won't leave you long. I think now that...
And I still haven't heard back
some of
from
the
them.
stuff we might be able to do by phone, but here's what I want to tell you. I want to
would help make
help
this
you out
country's
here.
wallet
Great.
great again.
But
Would
I'll
also
talk to you
make
about
that
that later.
What do you do, what is your practice? What is your main deal?
So I'd say there's two things I do primarily. I work with nonprofit healthcare companies that bill Medicaid to get their technology right. So we do a lot of integrated care, trying to help people work with behavioral health and other caregivers so that they can be more efficient, support And then decided to start a bankruptcy practice. Because, the reason I'm in the healthcare business is for helping people. I wanted to help people more well.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino with Plumline Services. What is it a slow season right now because we don't have anything really urgent? No cold, no heat, no hail, no snow, no rains. Is it slow?
It's a little slower right now, Tom, but I saw the uptick just because this weekend was a little bit warmer. It's
as soon
amazing.
as it gets a little warm, what people start calling about air conditioning?
It takes just a couple of days of 80-degree temperatures, and our air conditioning calls blow up.
What's the main call about air conditioning?
That it's not functioning properly.
And what's the main reason?
The main reason?
Isn't it always refrigerant level?
Well,
I mean, not always, but I mean, like most of the time.
That's what most people think, and that's what a lot of companies will do. They'll go out and actually add
just recharge it,
which you should not be doing anyway. If a refrigerant line should not leak, it's a closed loop.
In other words, if it's low, there's a reason for it.
It's got a leak, and they need to find the leak and repair the leak before they charge it.
But that's a pain in the ass.
It is, and it can be expensive as well. But the number one call we get is a dirty filter. Believe it or not.
They don't call about that, but that's what you find.
They call because their air conditioner isn't working or it froze up. We go out there and the filter is impacted because most people don't change their filter often enough. They say, a lot of people will buy those real heavy...
No, I know. We talked about this. Those heavier filters are better filters, but they choke the system.
They do choke the system.
And so people say, well, I'm going to get this super duper pooper scooper filter. It's the best. But no, it's not. The wispy, light, airy filter is the best. With one caveat, you must change it often.
That's what I recommend, changing it monthly. And if you got pets or, for whatever reason your filter clogs up more often, change it more often. But
boy, if you have pets,
super expensive filters.
By the way, I went to the furry scurry, speaking of pets. Did you know that Saturday?
Yeah, Stephanie told me you guys did.
We went to the and we borrowed a dog because we're both between dogs right now. We well, a lot of people.
Am I the only one that finds that pathetic, that he borrowed the dog?
I love dogs. I've had a dog all my life.
I know you have.
Or more than one. And, yeah, well, I don't have one at this stage in my life. I had a lot of transition recently. But, of course, a lot of people would say to Stephanie that I'm her dog, because of the way I look. But compared to her, hey, what are you doing with that dog? That kind of not. Anyway, or here's the deal. The bottom line is we borrowed a dog. Not just any dog. We borrowed the most beautiful dog in the universe. I have never seen a dog this beautiful in my life. It is a Labradoodle named Jolene. She has her own Facebook page. I gotta find
the dog?
Not Facebook. Instagram. Would you please? I
think that breaks Facebook's.
No. It's not Facebook.
Terms and conditions.
It's not Facebook. I want you to tune into
her page.
Lawsuit,
right? Mr. Common Man.
I want you to see her page. You will not believe how beautiful this dog is.
Do you remember? Not last Friday, but
I want opinions on this.
We had that little puppy in. From Jeff Vick.
I love all dogs, but that's a cute dog, too. How do I find out who I'm following?
I would look up.
I can show you. I follow Stephanie, too. I saw the dog.
Can you get that dog's account? I want to follow this.
Sure.
I want to give it out so you can look it up, Mark, right now. I want you to look it up. This dog is unbelievable. 303-713-TALK. Anyway,
Tom, is this like the doll girls that have their own Facebook and they make themselves up to look like Barbie? Is it that? Have you seen those?
No. This is a real dog.
Oh, it's a real dog.
What kind
these
of
are
dog
real girls too.
Hey, go on. Let's go to the phones, and I'm going to get you that name in a minute. Okay, Tony, what's going on with these money orders? What's that all about, Tony?
Hi, Tom. How you doing?
Good, man. What's happening?
So, a while back ago, I paid my rent, and they have they call it a drop box. So it's basically a door with a mail slot opening in it, and you just dump your rent check in there, and everything's good after that. Well, what happened was somebody broke into the office and stole those money orders. So now my apartment complex is trying to come after me for the money.
Wait a minute.
And I was just,
but yeah. You got the receipt. All you have to do, if it's not cashed, is be reimbursed.
That's correct. So I made the money orders through Western Union.
Yeah.
So when I called, I told them the whole situation. They were supposed to put a stop payment for those checks. That never happened. So they ended up cashing them.
Wait a minute, but that's not your fault. You made payment.
Correct.
So he actually handed them to the office?
No, it was a Dropbox.
Well, we've had this before.
Wait a minute. You dropped it in there, but how do we know you dropped it in there?
That's correct. So there was actually a couple other people that this happened
Wait, this is a weird one because you're saying you paid it. What would prevent 20 people from saying, oh, yeah, by the way, mine was in there too?
Correct. So what they did was they filed a police report.
Wait a minute. If it was cash, you should be able to show that there was one cash for that amount.
Correct, and that's what I did. I had got a hold of Western Union.
So you did have proof. You had proof that there was a money order cash for the amount of rent.
And it was made out to that company?
Correct.
Wow.
And they're still trying to come after me, telling me that I'm going to be evicted if this money isn't paid. And I just wanted to see if there's some type of advice you might
I'd like to see a copy of it that has the complex's name or the managing company on there, because if it literally is made out to whoever.
If it's made out to them, and they had their Dropbox broken into, it would be the same as if you gave them a check, they put it in their drawer, someone came in and stole it, or someone robbed them and cashed that check. I don't think you'd owe it. The only thing we have here is a matter of proof. Let's ask a common man who happens to be an attorney today, Owen. What do you think, Owen?
Yeah, I'm pretty much in the same camp as you, Tom. I think
he has to prove he had it there.
Yeah, and if it was made out to them and somebody cashed that, that somebody made a mistake.
Well, that might be a Western Union issue. I don't know their terms, but...
Well, hold on. Who was it made out to?
It was actually made out to the apartment complex.
Then whoever cashed it, I think the apartment complex can go after whoever cashed it in the chain of commerce, don't you?
Yeah, I do. I think that the rent was delivered, and you have a paper trail here proving that the rent was delivered. What happens to it after you deliver it is not your problem.
If they listen,
that's an easy thing to stand up in front of a judge at an eviction hearing and talk about.
At an eviction hearing, if you show a paper trail that you deposited that money order in the complex and they had it cashed, man, I don't see any way a judge would throw you out.
Now, don't miss any more rent payments. Keep making all your new payments, because otherwise you'll end up in breach and they can evict you.
And honestly, if you can afford to make this one twice, I'd pay this one right now, then go after the refund on it.
What? Where do you get the refund?
Just in case something goes wrong.
Wait a minute. Hold on.
That's not bad advice.
Wait a minute. Isn't the money order responsible to pay if they're lost or stolen?
Yeah, Mark's not talking about responsibility. I think he's just talking about practical.
No, I know, but I'm asking, can't we hold the money order issuer not responsible? But
I'm looking at
probably
how they
isn't
work.
that well? Why do we buy money orders for this very thing, right?
Sure. It would be whoever accepted the money order.
But it's still the money order itself is billed as being a safe instrument.
Well, and it is, and the money order company is not the wrongdoer here. The wrongdoer is number one, who stole the money order. The second wrongdoer is whoever accepted that without the authority of the party to whom it was made out.
So we have a lot of people to go after, but none of them are you. Not one is you.
And if there's an ongoing eviction proceeding, they may make it very hard for you to pay your future rent.
Now, by the way, hold on. That would be why you want to pay, just to stop it. But hold on. This Instagram account I'm going to give you coming back in, I want you to look it up. We have more right after this.
Look it up, Mark.
Jolene the Dolly Doodle?
Yes.
Jolene the what?
Do you see her?
Jolene the
Now look at all her
Doodle.
photos. This is the cutest goddamn dog.
Look at her. The Dolly Doodle.
To get the account, I sent it.
The name of the nod to the queen.
Oh yeah,
Is it
Jolene the
Dolly?
Dolly
Where do I see all of her
Well, you have to log
No, we
in,
do
but I
all
could
one
show you
word.
on your phone if you want.
Joe, we need a dolly doing.
Oh, you're logged in?
Female saw repair
Oh,
of new
click on her.
off-highway accidents within the
There you
metro
go.
area. New wreck
There's her picture.
Oh, there she is.
Look at her. I mean, I've never seen a dog this cute. Ever.
Those labradoodles are just
But
precious.
this one, the coloring is amazing. Look at the little paws.
Chance of more rain.
Hey, who am I? Hey, little girl, come see my dog.
My puppy.
Oh my God.
Hey,
We got a puppy in here.
He actually said that to a little girl last week.
That, I mean, it was innocent.
There was a little puppy over there.
Okay, who's
Bob
taking
said,
custody of
this
Mark?
poor guy brought his kid to
God.
work. Tom's walking in, the door's barely open. All I hear him say is, "Hey, little girl, come in here and check out my puppy."
I didn't say little girl. I said there's a puppy in here. Now log into your Instagram.
I don't have Instagram.
Isn't it cute?
Let me see.
It's the cute. But you gotta
Oh, that's
see,
it?
Yeah, you got to see some cute
Boy, that
pictures.
is
You gotta
There's
log
some
in.
cuter pictures than that. White little paws and everything. I'm telling you that. The cutest little
Is this
dog.
what, is that her baby?
Yeah.
Or-
Tom, you'll probably have to
Let's
give
go
them
right past
Troubleshooter Instagram. They don't have Instagram.
We don't
They're too old for that.
Instagram.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
are
hey.
there more?
I'm talking
Look,
about you,
Is that
Dan.
her?
Yeah, that's her.
It's a cute little dog, man.
Oh, that's her.
Don't let someone get away with it if they've injured you. You have
I don't know how you.
No, that's not her.
That's not her.
No.
have problems as a
She's
result.
really the rust color.
John R. Fuller.
Look, show him.
JohnRFuller.com.
Look how cute. Look at the pictures. I'm serious when I tell
What's
you.
good about it doesn't shed, right?
Never saw a cuter
Oh, I
dog.
don't shed.
Ever.
Oh, I would love
Ever.
a dog that doesn't shed.
Here's a picture of
Did
him
you see
standing
her? I mean,
lap.
I've
Yeah,
never seen
watch
a dog
it.
that cute in my life. Ever.
Are they breeders of them, or are they been stolen or borrowed
Here
it?
to explain is Brent Ivinson, president of Ideal Home Loans.
So many people have equity again, Tom. This is one of the ways you can truly let your mortgage work for you. Take care of that credit card debt,
Yeah,
get
that's
confident
true.
in daily finance at high rates. You could be saving
Yeah, I'm
over
trying to
$1,000
figure out
a month.
She's got a brother named Gipper.
Well, not
You apply a
blood.
portion of that savings back towards your home loan. You're going to be completely debt-free.
This is all
Mortgage
scam.
and all sooner rather than later. How do we get started?
Here, Dan, I'm going to send you a picture to put up with Dolly, okay?
Or apply online at
I'm going to send you one.
There's one with you walking.
303-867-7000.
Is that the one you want
No,
up?
I'm going to give him, I'm going to give it to him to see if he can get in.
Ideal Home Loans is regulated by the
Or are you just going to email me the picture?
I'm gonna, are you on Google
Oh, wait,
over
she
there?
just gave
Are
me
you on,
Instagram.
are you on Google over there?
Yeah. She just, is this?
Wait, are you Dan? Yeah, you're
Yeah.
Dan. Okay, here, go to this link and see if it takes you there.
It's really hard.
And if it does, yes, take this picture and put it up.
People don't have the right experience.
Hit that link, does it, or do you have to log in? Hit it, on your instant message, on Google.
One click and
See if that'll bring you there.
100+ job boards all the time.
See, Dan, you go to instant message and hit the link. It's not like brain surgery. Jesus, you guys get all of this stuff like function.
Phone calls, none of that. And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I had the person we needed.
I gotta give you some
one
stuff.
week. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Whether you're looking to fill one position or 20, find the
Go to instant, no, go to your email.
I did go email.
Gmail, go to Gmail. Okay, your Gmail, go to your mail. This is not your mail. That's not your mail. You're on, it's showing you're logged in.
ZipRecruiter.com/ABC Radio. ZipRecruiter.com/ABC.
Oh, it's right there.
I know
Hit that, right there, hit it. That's it. How hard is that? That's not
Oh,
hard.
that is that picture there?
No, I gave you a different one.
What's the one you use?
Yeah, that one's fun. Yeah, just put it up live. Give me some others too. If you go to that,
There's something besides.
Listen to $1,000 every hour on the hour. Every weekday
This is,
to 7 p.m.
almost got a Westie smell. Look at these terms and conditions. I'm going to give you some more pictures too. I want them running on the show.
On 6:30 KHOW. Michael Brown, afternoons 4 to 7.
Oh, wait till you see this one.
Healthcare Act treats rape as a pre-existing condition. Proof again
Mark,
addressing the lie about
I'm going to hit you a link.
about rape and sexual assault. Join me on Monday for more Reverend Talk Radio.
Hit this one. I'm obsessed with this dog. I guess I'm obsessed with this dog. I went to the
First grade, and we borrowed a dog from a friend, Taylor, and I call her Peaches for short. Taylor let us borrow her dog. Now, Mark, look at that dog. We're going to put him up live on our feed. We're live on Facebook. We're live on YouTube. We're live at referralist.com, troubleshooter.com, and also iHeartRadio all over the country. With the iHeartRadio app, you can listen to us or anyone else all over, anywhere in the country. You know, the city you grew up in, the town your mother lives in, whatever you want. You can tune into radio nationally, locally. You can make every show national by just putting it on your app. And then you can have favorites and program your own radio station. Just search iHeart in the either the Play Store or iTunes. I'm putting up pictures. Are the pictures of that cute little dog up there? I have 2 of them. I'm going to send you another one, okay? Because I have never seen a dog cuter in my life. And I love dogs, but this one, just there's something very cute about it. Rodney, what's happening with you? I already took you, Rodney. So do you have an additional question?
Yeah, I thought you said you was gonna.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The one thing we wanted to tell you was the process. You already asked how long do you have to let the tenant know about the damages, and by law it's 30 days, but in a lease you can extend that to 60 days, but you didn't do that. So you have 30 days to write them a detailed letter on what's wrong, how much it costs, and why you're holding the deposit. Then make demand in that letter for additional money. When they don't pay you the additional money, small claims court is where you go.
Yeah, I know.
So that is really it. That is real. There's no other secret here. But if you get a judgment, trust me, they're going to pay it because they won't be able to rent another place with a judgment like that because most landlords will do credit checks. Kathy, welcome to the show. What's going on, Kathy? Are you there, Kathy?
Yes, she told me there were 2 Kathys. So
yeah, okay. I'm sorry, there is. You're the first one. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. Reason I'm calling, we helped my sister buy a car, put it in my husband's name.
Uh-oh.
Now we have to move. I mean, she's paying.
Now, did you put the loan and the car in his name?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, it's your husband's car.
Yes.
And she's borrowing it.
Well, no, she's paying for it.
Right, I understand. Right.
Yeah. So now we got to move, and it's showing up in my husband's credit report. So it's kind of hindering us trying to get a decent house.
Yeah, it will.
So I was just wondering if there's anything that we could do.
Yes, you can get her to refinance it. Does she have credit?
No, because she was disabled 10 years ago. She was actually internally decapitated.
Oh my God, I've heard of that. Whoa.
Yes. We brought her from Arizona, so she's technically a miracle. She's not a quadriplegic, but that's why we had to help her.
Okay, so a few questions I have.
Yes.
She doesn't have good credit.
She doesn't have any credit.
Well, that's better than bad credit.
Okay.
Now, what about anyone else that can take this loan over?
I don't think so, because I'm her only sister here. And
does she owe more than the car's worth?
No.
How do you know? What's the car worth?
Let's see, I think it's 12,000.
Is what it's worth?
Well, no, it was 7, but by the time you finance it was 12.
Well, no, it isn't. Not if it's 7. It doesn't go up $5,000. Are you adding up all the payments?
No, I'm just adding up by. It was $7.99, and by the time it got financed, I think it went up to 12.
Oh man, okay, that's too late to go back on. She got hosed, you got hosed. I can't even imagine the ripoff. They packed that deal with $5,000 of extras or $4,000 of extras.
I may be wrong on that because we got it.
Here's what I'm asking: how much does she owe on the loan? What is the balance of that loan?
I'm not for sure. She's been paying on it for...
Not she, you. You have it on your credit report. What's the balance? $10,000, $9,000, $7,000? What? You don't know what the balance is?
No.
Okay. You have to find out. Well, you have to find out what the balance is. That's the main deal. And then once you find out what the balance is, you have to find out if the car is worth it or not.
Well, it is, because I don't know how the paperwork in front of me, but we got it from Rockies, and they're great.
They are great, but cars depreciate. You know what I'm saying? So here's the deal. You might want to see if Rockies can refinance that in her name, or you go and get the Blinker app, and they refinance cars. If you take a picture of the car as instructed on the app, they may be able to do that for you.
Okay.
In other words, refinance it. So it's Blinker.com, and you take a picture of the car, and they'll let you know in minutes if she can refinance or not. You have to send in her license too, and it's legit and it's local.
Okay, great.
And it's free, and it's the easiest way to sell a car I've ever seen.
Oh, thank you so much.
Okay, so try that, the blinker.com, download the app, and then use it. And what you do is you take a picture of the car, you take a picture of your license. If you want to sell your car, you do the same thing. If you want to buy a car, you just go out and buy a car, and you put a picture of your license for the lender, and they'll arrange a loan for you. It's just an amazing app, whether you're buying or selling a car. Okay, let's talk to Kathy. Kathy, I know you waited a long time, and we're going to take you first up right after the news here, okay? First up.
Okay.
All right, and it has to do with roofers, $30,000. Wow. We'll get to that and more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. Stick around.
I don't believe those guys.
If you're doing any home improvement,
But we'll see, right?
They're saying they're using a child theme. I don't believe them, but
There is no child theme.
I don't see a child theme in the WordPress console.
Oh, I don't want heads up going out though. If that's correct, I don't want any heads up. Follow? But we'll just as soon as we log into the panel.
Yes, we can look.
I've never, is there a place you can stash? On the development, is there a place you can stash a child theme? At least they answer.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it has to be in the right place.
I'll throw it on an advertisement for dogs.
Hey, little girl, come check out my puppy. you were in
I didn't say
unique.
I didn't say little girl. I said honey. I have a puppy in here under the desk.
And a bag of candy.
You want to come and see a puppy here under the desk?
You're right.
Then I realized how it sounded.
I know, that was funny because I actually heard that moment when you realized what you said.
On 630 KHOW and
It was very similar when I thought
I'm Lisa Campbell.
Bill O'Reilly was rubbing women down with the falafel.
General is expected to testify before a Senate panel this afternoon. Yates has said she's
Come on up to my hotel room, baby.
about conversations Flynn
I'm
had
going to rub your back with a falafel.
It'll be dessert falafel.
and word that former President Obama.
I'm not the first guy that ever mixed up falafel and loofah.
ABC News says the warning came shortly after Trump's loss.
It happens.
European Union leaders are celebrating French President-elect
So
Emmanuel
did Bill. He mixed it up too.
Got a falafel.
Hey, honey.
Commission President Jean-Claude Juncker sent his congratulations.
I got a falafel underneath my desk.
European Council President Donald Tusk also
My
sent
shower smells like garlic and my plate smells like lavender.
Exactly.
for choosing
I was convinced that's what it was too.
I said, man, why would he bring her up with the falafel?
That could have signaled the beginning of the end of the block.
President Trump's revised travel ban is back in the news. The full Fourth U.S. Circuit.
I wonder if they have a falafel genre on those porn sites. Let's see, babysitter porn, falafel porn.
So, how else would you put a video across?
North Korea says it has taken
Do they
another
make
American
plugins
into
that do just
custody
that?
for
Well, that's what I have, but.
Yeah, most of the image slider plugins support video
worked as
also.
an instructor at the university in
That's-
Pyongyang.
that one-
Fourth U.S.
You put a link in, or a
No,
page.
no.
No, the one I have.
Oh, yeah.
Texas is
Yeah.
banning
But
sanctuary
the other one would have the
cities.
first
A
name
measure
up.
signed by Governor Greg
Yeah.
Abbott binds cities, counties,
Some of them
and
you can actually
universities
select
that
the frame.
refuse to
You can
comply
play the
with
video.
federal immigration law.
Have it playing.
Yeah.
ABC News
But silent.
Radio.
Yeah.
This report.
Well, however you
What
say it.
video plugins do you know of? And do they overlay right on your theme? Is that how they work?
Yeah, it's well, it depends on the theme.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like if the theme doesn't have it in it, can you get a plugin that will actually put it add it to your theme?
No, the theme controls where content can be placed.
One reason you need LifeLock. Free
So you've got to have a sidebar or a widget area or something defined in the theme so that you can put the plug in there.
Right.
There may be
Unless I, of
time in
course,
your
do all
life
the
where you
custom
need
code.
Joseph
Right.
Lazara.
How do I make that a child?
My experts, Joe
Um,
Lazara is one of
You know,
them, and
there's
he's one of
the
them. I
easy
always
way
say,
is just
hey,
copy what you have,
don't need him. Joe
put a dash
Lazara
child
is
at the end of the directory, and update the
Copy the CSS.
the whole directory.
Sometimes you're not stupid.
Oh, the whole
The whole theme directory, just copy it with all of its files and everything. Put dash child at the end of it, and then in the style.css file, you have to go in and inside the comments is where you actually point it back to the parent. And so that's the easy way. Problem
Where's
is
Microsoft at?
your updates won't ever update your site because you've pulled everything across, so you've overwritten everything. So the
Oh, yeah, it won't, only if they added code would it be there.
Correct. And then it would never, well, it might be operated, but the right way to do it is to run what's called a 56, divided by 4, and just compare the differences between what they put in, what you have.
Well, see, I haven't
and
done
the
anything yet.
default. They have though.
No, what I'm saying
They
is, I have a theme called SG Window. Okay? I have not yet done anything except for that box. Good. So I can probably make this a child because I don't need anything from the original CSS. So how do I do that one?
Create a new directory, call it whatever dash child, and then
Just put my custom in.
Well, so the only thing you have to have in a child theme is the style.css file. And so you create.
I don't have to have all the
I don't
content.
have anything else.
Everything stays in the main thing.
Everything stays in the main theme.
Okay, that's what I'll do then. So all I do is do a
And
style.
there's a specific format for the header on that child CSS. So make sure you in order to point it back to the parent. That's where you point it back to the parent. And so
On mine, I'm talking about, not
Yeah,
on the one
on yours.
Yeah,
On yours.
on the troubleshooter one.
Yeah, any child has to refer back to the parent. You have to know whose child it is.
Would it take
Anybody
long
say
to
anything
set up
more
that?
about sound or?
Like after the show?
No.
I would like to do that. Because then if I ever make changes, I always have a.
Yep.
Everywhere I read, it recommended a child, and I never knew why.
This is why.
That just is so logical.
You're unique, so why's your Mac?
Yeah, this is why I love WordPress. It's pretty logical.
How did that damn thing take over? It's open source too, right?
Yeah, it is.
Who makes money on it? Anyone?
Well, there's WordPress.org, which publishes the software, and then there's WordPress.com, which actually hosts multi-user WordPress. You can set up your own personal blog there. It's like
But it wasn't invented by a guy who gave it up, right? And then these college students resurrected it. I
pretty much,
heard.
yeah. They make money
And
writing
they
code
never
for it.
heard, the guy that invented it disappeared, they said. He
That's
totally
what I've heard,
disappeared.
yeah.
Who disappeared?
The guy that invented WordPress.
Disappeared?
Yeah, he didn't call it WordPress, but it was the code that these college kids took and changed and made WordPress with it. He disappeared totally. They looked for him, and since they couldn't find him, they decided to just use it. And he never surfaced.
Man, that sounds odd.
He was an alien.
Maybe he's with,
Open source folks can be pretty
like
odd.
in the stadium, like what's his face?
Which is why I
Jersey. What's his name? Hoffa.
Oh, Jimmy.
He's with Jimmy.
The end zone of Giant Stadium.
That's right.
Is that where people think?
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.